So I started, people ask me, well, can you do one for little kids? And so IPL is probably on here somewhere, but this is my search poster for little kids. And then I started doing reference, so IPL is probably on here as well. And this is my reference for kids. And these are all blogs, so they can be grabbed and embedded and put everywhere on everybody's blog or on their wikis or anywhere you can embed code. Then I did one for kid video searching, and people are embedding that, and I'm not the only one. One thing we're realizing is that we don't want to demonize Wikipedia. It's a great first starting point. But we also want, my kids are not going to Wikipedia anymore as their starting point. They're going to video information resources. In fact, around prom time, the only place they go to learn how to tie a tie is YouTube. It's a great information source. And so how do I answer their questions? This is, you can't read this, but this is the sort of thing I get all the time. It's personal. Dear Mrs. Valenza, it's Corsair from school and I need your help. On Saturday I'm involved with a youth internship where I do work for the Inquirer. I need to know, I need to know why the census is important to African Americans. And this is a frantic element. I can read this in his email. This is not something that I could do easily with a form. You have to understand who Corsair is and what his different needs are and why he needs it as an emergency. And I'm pretty much online 24/7 answering these questions. When Marie Redmond came and interviewed my students for this article she was doing on distance reference question and answering, the kids basically said that it was a hybrid experience. They need to know that the person on the other end understands who they are and what their needs are and feels a commitment to them. I know that they were excited about the 24/7 reference that was coming, but this personal knowledge, this experience, the connection was important. I also linked them to Ask Here PA, and I also have a link to the IPL2 Ask a Librarian question, but please make widgets for me, guys. I want widgets. Okay, we play with Google Forms. This is not mine, but I have a lot of Google Forms out there, and one of them is a reference question and answer. We're playing with widgets that do chat. We're playing with text services. I haven't gotten there yet, but I'm working on it. This is really where I want to focus, though. That the fact is that this research and reference is really an interactive and transparent process, and here's what we're doing. We're making the critical thinking visible to everybody. So we're creating knowledge-building centers, and so my kids' research and reference stuff is happening in wikis and Google Sites. And so here's what it looks like on my end. This is David Lurcher's model. When it comes to my school, their mind maps are saved as JPEGs and embedded in their wiki, so I can see in an instant what they're thinking and where they're going. This is an example of a reflection of what the research meant to a student. This is the proposal. Maggie was very involved in theater, and what she did was she discovered she can embed the feed from Variety and the New York Times theater section into her wiki and have that come at her at a regular basis. And these YouTube performances she embedded in her wiki so she could have them available anytime. That's Maggie's. This is Susanna, who's studying the history of opera, and it's a pretty fabulous wiki. But I want to show you Dylan's now. Dylan has all the books that he's using to research as Google Books embedded in his wiki, so they're handy right when he needs them. And then I want to show you a little bit of what Dylan's thinking. How am I doing on time? I'm almost done?
You have 5 minutes.
I have 5 minutes? Let's show one reflection from Dylan. Can I do it? No? Okay, I can do it.
Share.
Share?
Yep.
No, but that's not it.
Yeah. It's a tab.
Oh, okay. Okay. Good.
Okay, so this is my third blog video post for senior thesis, and I'm video logging about challenges that I've come to during this course. I think one of the main challenges that I've hit is just the sheer amount of information that I've found so far. Really searching for anything like music, sociology, you can find so much, and a lot of it's just completely useless, a lot of it's really useful. So it's hard to sift through that and find out what I want and what's necessary for me to have and what's not so necessary. positives and negatives to this challenge. There's a lot of information, so whatever I choose is going to be pretty easy to center in and find more information, center on the topic. But I'm just going to have a lot of trouble choosing a specific topic because I find so many things that are interesting, like the effect of why children or why adolescents listen to metal or hard rock music is because they're angsty and they want to listen to something that sounds like that, or does this music create this angst and this mental emotional problems that are often associated with music like that. So it's sort of a double-edged sword, and I'm hoping I can make it through without panicking too much. I think I can do pretty well without even dealing with it by just focusing in, trying to attack piece by piece, and panicking a little bit, staying up really late every night, but I'll learn to deal with it, so hopefully it'll be good.
I showed you the wrong clip, I'm sorry. But you get the feeling. If you've read Kolthau's work, you know about the affective nature of this process. And what this does, what these wikis and blogs and Google sites do, is allow us to get into the panic, the frustration. If you saw the fourth one, you'd see that Dylan is actually making it through this process and making some connections. So I'm almost done. I have like 1 minute, right?
Yes, you have 2 minutes.
Oh, excellent. So here's what I'm thinking in conclusion. I really am rethinking what the notion of collection is. In the old days, libraries were some place to get stuff. And Joe Fry Williams came up with this, but I've been playing with this. They're no longer some place just to get stuff. They're places to do stuff. They're more like kitchens than grocery stores. So libraries are no longer get stuff places. Instead, they're places to make stuff, to taste stuff, to collaborate, to create, to bang around pots and pans, to invent new recipes, to make a mess, to share. They're really laboratories. And so, in addition to the information that we provide as reference, I also think of the other stuff I'm providing. This is just a portion of the stuff that's in my little closet. And students are often asking me for a camera or a tripod or a headset, as they are almost as often as they're asking me for information. And so what we're doing with the information, I think, is really important. The process is really important to me. The fact that my kids are producing stuff, and Dylan talked about in the one that I didn't show you, what he was going to do with this content and how he was going to actually publish his work. The thing is, right now, we have no cookbook for what this looks like, and I think many of us on the ground are inventing what reference and research looks like in the 21st century or 2010 or what our 2020 vision is. So we're all inventing cookbooks. This is Donna Bombeck's. I use this as a reference. It's all the Web 2.0 tools. My own looks a little bit more messy, as because I am. And this is AASL's 25 Great Tools to Use. I think of those tools as reference as well. And I showed you a lot about what I'm doing, but I do want to point you to this site that I've been working on with a group of library geeks called Examples of Best Practice at school library websites. You can see a lot of the reference work we do there. So I hope I fit within the time. You didn't think I could do it, right?